Morning is number 113. Where is our holy church? Number 113. Please rise if you are able. Where is our holy church? Embrace and close to find as we proclaim in the search for beauty and power. Where is our holy land? Where are you and our sacred function to us with glorious salvation? Where is our holy God, Almighty lustrous sun, the faithful mountain and to break the darkness down? Where is our holy love within the human soul? Where earth comes to be seen with gladness of where is our common cause in aspiration sight? Where we long to see our rights and thousands of light. You may be seated. Good morning and welcome to all of you to the Metro East Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Greetings as well to all of those of you online and watching this service remotely. I am John Herndon. My pronouns are he, him. The Metro East Unitarian Universalist Congregation, formerly known as First Unitarian of Alton, is a small congregation, now located in Glen Carbon, Illinois, spiritually led by the Reverend Dr. We remember those who come before us. We remember our spiritual ancestors who built and sustained our church in Alton. There are many, and their collective memories guide and direct us through all of our days. We are conscious that the land that we occupy is shared. The universe has granted us a perfect place to grow our food, give us shelter, and to give us space for spiritual practice. To that end, we are also conscious that we must protect the land that we borrow so that generations to come can grow and thrive in harmony and love within the universe that is. We also recognize that this land is stolen and occupied from the first people, the Anoka, the Tamaroa, and the Osage. Others have come to invade and seize, while others to live in harmony and share. Our land is baptized in the blood, sweat, and a river of tears from enslaved Africans who were forced from their home and the home of their ancestors to become chattel property here in this land. May our spiritual practice recognize these relationships as we strive to live in harmony with our past, our present, and be forever conscious of the future that we create. We are a spiritual people. We are a people of faith and love. And we are also glad that you are here, whether in the sanctuary or online. And I welcome everyone to this home of comfort, spirit, justice, and hope. We are Unitarian Universalists. We open our service with a prelude by our hymnist, Joy. An important ritual in the Unitarian Universalist faith is the lighting of our chalice. Unitarian Universalists have many different interpretations of the flaming chalice, including the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. As an expression of leadership in our community, I'd ask that one of the children select a person to light the chalice today. As they approach you, please say yes if you are able to help them build their leadership skills as the next generation of Unitarian Universalists. If one of the children would be willing to ask somebody to light the chalice or light the chalice. Yeah. Thank you very much. If you are watching elsewhere and you have a chalice or a candle, please light it now as we all join in saying the unison words. Oh, you got it. As we all join in saying the unison words projected on the screen, we hallow this time together by kindling the lamp of our heritage. And in speaking of our heritage, today's message resonates with all of our UU principles, but especially the fourth, free and responsible search for the truth, and the sixth, world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. And for me, I always throw in the eighth principle that's been proposed, but maybe rolled into or revised of that general section. The eighth principle: we, the member congregations of the Unitarian Universalist Association, covenant to affirm and promote journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountability, dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and in our institutions. As part of our weekly worship service, we take time for the expressions of joys, concerns, or sorrows. In front of us is a bowl filled with water and stones available to place in the bowl representing your joys and concerns. Please proceed now as we do our joys and concerns. Take a moment to stop and reflect, send your energy out to the universe, and place your stone or stones into it. Now it's time for our story for all ages, and today it is entitled, It's Not What You Believe, But How. Babies don't believe anything. Babies aren't born Buddhists or Baptists or believers of any sort, but soon after we arrive in the world, we start to gather ideas. We pick up beliefs and ideas about how people and animals and families, we collect ideas about stars and comets and how it all got started. We accumulate beliefs about good and bad, right and wrong, what's healthy, unhealthy, what's important in life. All these beliefs which we get from our parents and our playmates, from the TV and from Sunday school, go into our belief bag. Now most religions define themselves by what they believe, what's inside their bag. Christians, for instance, believe in Jesus. Muslims believe in Allah and in the Prophet Muhammad. Buddhists believe in the Four Noble Truths. But Unitarian Universalists don't just have one set of beliefs. What makes us different is the way that we Unitarian Universalists carry our beliefs. Because there are different ways of holding your belief bag. For example, some people hold their bag like this. They clutch it close, make sure the top is tightly sealed, because they don't want their beliefs exposed to any new ideas that could threaten what's inside. They've got their world wrapped up in a nice, tidy package. Because their bag is all closed up, we call these people closed-minded. On the other hand, some people are just the opposite. They don't pay much attention to all what goes into their bag. One idea is as good as another, and if other folks believe it, or if they read it on the internet or hear it on talk radio, then it must be true. Because they carry their bag in such a sloppy manner, we call these people sloppy thinkers. And then there are people who carry their bags like this, like a club. They use it to hit people. What's inside their bag may sound very nice and sweet, for instance. I believe in peace and kindness and the golden rule. But they use their bag like a weapon. You don't believe in peace? Why, you nasty person, shame on you. But none of these is the Unitarian Universalist way. Instead, we carry our bags like this. We carry them with the top open so that new ideas and experiences can get inside and old beliefs can be tossed aside if needed. We carry our bags in front of us so that we can see and examine what goes on, to be sure it makes sense and fits with other things that we know. But also so that we can see what our neighbors think, share our thoughts with others. Above all, we never use our beliefs to beat up or bully other people. That's what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. The next time somebody asks you what do you, the people in your church, believe, you can tell them. For Unitarian Universalists, it is less important what you believe than how you hold your beliefs. It's how you acquire them, how you share them, and above all, what you do with them that counts. We have RE this Sunday, so we'll continue on with the message today. So the message today is what and why. And this is going to be somewhat autobiographical, and this is something that I will continue in other Sundays too. So during this season of the year, Christians celebrate Lent. Muslims are just entering Ramadan. It's a season to kind of take introspective kind of inventory of what your spiritual practice is. And the Christian tradition was always traditional to give up something for Lent. One of the last, and you'll hear about this in my talk a little bit, one of the last kind of corporate religious settings that I was in, we had a very wonderful priest at the one Catholic church that we belonged to who said, it's so important to give up things for Lent as it is to do something else, do something more. So that's always stuck with me, and that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about today. Kind of give you a little hint of my journey. I've talked about this a little bit before, but I think it's hopefully you will indulge my autobiographical story a little bit more today. So all of us probably wonder, why are we here, and what is our purpose? And most of us grew up with an inherited religious tradition that had those answers. From the beginning of human history, we have invented a set of beliefs and prescriptions that have given us answers to life's questions in exchange for loyalty and unquestioning fidelity. Belief systems evolved as an extension of the ruler and the state. For instance, when a band of itinerant Jewish followers of a man named Jesus of Nazareth became the official belief system of the ruler, Constantine, this was the beginning of Jesus Christ Incorporated, an LLC or limited liability corporation headquartered in Rome with its CEO as the Pope, and so on and so on. Other parts of the world also had their origins of the corporate religion as well. But after all of these millennia, have we really come any closer to answering the questions, why are we here? What is our purpose? The fundamentalists and the evangelicals of each of these religions, of all the corporate religions around the world, will answer yes, definitely. We have the answers, and what we believe, and only our way, what the fundamentalists would say, is true. Everyone must follow what we believe. This is what the evangelicals would say. And there are fundamentalists and evangelicals in many, many different corporate religions around the world. For many of us, it has become a struggle. Live life shackled to the corporate religious establishment. I remember very clearly the day that I freed myself and my family after removing us from a very toxic, misogynistic church relationship. We were suddenly free on Sunday. It was, I think I was driving to the store one time one Sunday, getting eggs or something, which I was usually doing on a Sunday, because we always had to have eggs on Sunday. Something like that. As I drove down the road, I started driving around a little bit more because I had time. This is the first time I'd been free on a Sunday in God knows how long. Ahead of me, the sunshine was beaming through the clouds, and the rays of the sunshine were beaming down toward the earth. And it kind of struck me all of a sudden. This is it. This is all there is. All those belief systems that I had chained to myself for years and years and burdened by, I realized it was all a lie. This was my one beginning watershed moment. I think I was probably 43 years old. For me, the idea of a transcendental being who kept score and added up the score at the end of life vanished in an instant. It was euphoria. God is the universe. For me, previously, as a religious person, as I grew older, I was never concerned about salvation at all. As the ultimate goal for what was the answer to the questions, what is our purpose? For me, it was always to be there for others, to help others, to be there. And when I vote, typically, always since I was 18 years old, I voted not for what I needed or what my family needed. I voted for what's the best interest of the least people. I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back, but this was my personal creed for my entire life. So now with my blue pill euphoria, my uncoupling, and now I realize that I am an agnostic atheist. Without a spiritual home, no spiritual home at all. And a quick search on the internet, voila, Unitarian Universalism. And there's a church close by. This is how we came to the first Unitarian church in Alton. And as I've told this story before, and indulge me if you've heard it before, but the first person that I saw as I walked into that church in Alton, I knew from my corporate church days. And he said to me, So, John, this is where you ended up. He said, you won't find any answers here, only questions. And it struck me then, that's why. In my regular life, in my day job as a scientist, I'm constantly looking for answers and occasionally finding them. But usually an answer opens up more questions, especially in my field of biology, and specifically cancer biology. The complexity of biological systems is not infinite, but the layers of systems upon systems gives the illusion of infinity. There is no such thing as a binary system in biology. You turn on one switch, you turn off another switch. 3 more turn on. The same with gender. There is no absolute male or female. There's the same with embryos. There is no absolute, no way to survive or to progress to the next stage without a uterus. Even then, the next stages are not guaranteed. Some unknown molecular switch gets turned off, development's halted. It's not the will of God, it's biology. It's the same with belief, with how we actually express our beliefs, also known as religion. There is no room for two-dimensional thinking in science. There's no room for two-dimensional thinking in religion. Life is here and now, and this is what we are, and this is our purpose, to be there for others. Corporate religion has corrupted our lives in so many ways. It has taught us to demonize women, fetishize fetuses, discard children once they are born, criminalize abortion, pregnancy, and birth. But when hundreds of children are slaughtered in schools by military-style weapons, thoughts how have we progressed so far as a people, but yet retraced and retracted so far into the shadows of fear, fundamentalism, and greed? For me, the corporate God is indeed dead, buried, forgotten. But the universe of creation is alive and well. The universe of love and justice is waiting to be fulfilled. The universe of possibilities is hoping we will join together. Stewardship is both financial donations as well as volunteering your time, talent, and treasure. We continue to need support for worship, for coffee hour, for ushering. If you can't write a check, please help our church survive and thrive by offering your time to help. Please give what you can because all your gifts are needed for our church to prosper. You may mail your financial gifts to, I think it's still First Unitarian Church.
Yes, still.
Post Office.
We have a DBA, so.
Post Office Box 494, Alton, Illinois 62002. Or you can give electronically, which I do all the time. It's great. It's wonderful. It's perfect. It comes off immediately, too, so be careful about that. So I found that out the hard way one time.
Yeah, you don't have a life period.
Yeah. This is through the Give Liffey or PayPal links on the church's webpage. If you're willing to donate your time and your talent, please contact a board member to let us know what you're able to do. Give what you are able, for you are a generous people. Please join me in our offering prayer. May this offering equip us to inspire love and to seek justice. And we have some announcements today. I think Mary has some announcements.
Mary has some too. Go ahead, start, Mary. And tag you too? Okay. You want to come up here? Because this way we can hear you.
If you want to be on our email list, we receive the weekly flyers and the monthly newsletter. please fill out one of these white cards that's on the visitor table. And if you need a name tag, please fill out the blue name tag request form. Reverend Claudia makes the name tags, the magnetic ones. And if you've already requested a name tag, she'll probably bring it this next Sunday. But just fill out either of these cards and leave them on the table. And if you're interested in joining the church,
in a moment of weakness, probably fueled by a lot of caffeine, I volunteered to be the volunteer coordinator. so I have the list, which will be on the table. What?
Thank you.
What? Oh! I saw a need, and I foolishly filled it. Anyway, so for next week, what we do need is, we do need to tear down today, and we need to build back up next week. If you get here at like 8:45, that's plenty of time to
Actually, we've
have
got
some
plans for
coffee.
next week.
We do.
We're going to try to rearrange maybe the layout. So Beth's going to be here a little early at 8:30.
Experimenting.
We're going to experiment next week. See if we can change it.
So little jobs, big jobs. If you feel like taking one on, that would be great.
Awesome. Thank you, sweetie. Couple things just to echo the setup and breakdown. We do have to break down this week, so we'll need you to help us with breaking down on our way out of here. We will not have to break down again until the 31st, so yay. But we're working on it little by little. We're trying to juggle our schedules with, obviously, with the Masons. So if you grab some chairs on your way out the door. We've revised our masking policy. We will continue to mask in the sanctuary because we have our minister is immunocompromised, and in order for her to be able to be here to support us, we do that. And now we could say, well, she's not here. Let's just keep it consistent. It's easier to remember. We're going to mask in the sanctuary, but we're going to have a lag period of a couple minutes, 15, I think we decided for now, where we allow for, if there are immunocompromised people that want to socialize and interact with masks, we can do that, and then we'll have food and drink and afterwards. On that note, then, I would like to bring back the potluck. So for the last Sunday of the month, if we want to do that, so keep that in mind. We'll do potluck, so we'll get the word out on that. And again, give us our 15-minute lag. We can do cleanup. We can do all sorts of things in that time frame, and then do that. Lastly, I wanted to ask Sayer, you and I talked about this. We want to talk about collage night. Collage night. We went to a collage event like last week. It was a blast. It's making art. It's fun. It's like manifestation boards, whatever you want to call it, but cool. And the goal is it'll be here on a Saturday afternoon. We'll have all sorts of supplies for you. Come in, bring a bottle of wine, whatever, and have some fun. Yeah, all ages. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever you want to do. Any kind of magazine. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I had such a blast doing that, and we left that night. And we went, we got to do this at church. So it's a social event. It doesn't have to be just us here. Welcome people, anybody who you think might want to come along and just have some fun. That's the goal. We're trying to do more of this in that manner, and that's what I'm really excited about. We'll have to call the Masons, but as soon as I get that, then I'll get back to you on that. I don't think there's anything else. Anybody else have anything they need to announce or manage? We will continue to revisit the masking thing. Obviously, our goal is, we looked at the numbers. We look at 3 numbers, just so you know. Wastewater, hospitalizations, and then whatever the rating is in the green zone, whatever zone you are in this area. We are green zone, which we said that was what our flag was. Wastewater was up over the winter, and it's back down to like end of summer numbers from last year. And I looked at everything from Sauget to O'Fallon and Belleville up to Springfield, and all those numbers are down. So I believe we're in a good place right now. So thank you, everybody, for your patience. I understand it is an inconvenience, or it feels like an inconvenience, and it feels like it's a little hard to do. I get it. I do. it's also about living our values. Thank you very much for doing so.
You get me as a speaker too. You get a short service. Coffee. Yeah. So when I write these things out, I write until I come to that conclusion. It's usually pretty short. So thank you. I invite you now to join me in reciting a prayer as I extinguish the chalice. The light of truth and meaning. For our closing today, we will sing hymn number 128, For All That Is Our Life, number 128. And I would invite you to stand. Our closing words today are by Bilkisi Abdullah. It's called What It Means and More, and this is from the Americans United for Separation of Church and State newsletter. What does it mean when spirituality in my heart of hearts, my sacred soul, I am akin to the fight that separates and frees, crosses state lines for survival, from the utopias of joy, pleasure, and access we desire, that separates and frees, reading a book in the secrecy of your own choosing, from awakenings stemming from stories that make you more visible and audible, that separates and frees, a doctor worried to give treatment, from providing affirming care for those they work so hard to be in the room with. What does it mean to me? These things are separate and free pioneers. Liberation, queer politics, love, understanding, spiritual